Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Buffon or Neuer?
Buffon.
Edison or Alisson?
Alisson.
Xavi or Iniesta?
Iniesta.
Carlos Puyol or Sergio Ramos?
Ramos.
Casillas or De Gea?
Casillas.
Win the World Cup or win the Champions League?
Win the World Cup.
Feet for hands or hands for feet?
Hands for feet.
Shower or bar?
Shower.
Text or call?
Text.
See the future or change the past?
See the future.
Spider-Man or Hulk? Ketchup or mayo?
Ketchup.
Late nights or early mornings?
Early mornings.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Chocolate or crisps?
Chocolate.
Lose your phone or lose your wallet?
Lose my phone.
Ability to be invisible or ability to fly?
To fly.
Hello and welcome everybody. This is a Sports Republic show right here on Voice of the People TV. It's time for us to give you sports news. How was the night is not a question for people like me, like Kizike. You can't ask me that question because it was a long night. Yesterday, for every sport enthusiast, yesterday was just, it was like a sleepless night for me because I needed to see that transfer deal go to the very end. Yesterday was great to see that club side, we are just trying to get their players, trying to make sure that they get it just get what you want for yourself. Marcus Rashford finally made that move. You know, that one just on the pen side. We did see João Felix to AC Milan, arriving in Italy. But this you have now is what it is for the Premier League money spent so far. It's funny to say that 2023 was the highest time that we saw, the highest of them all. But let's start from 2020. You can see this Asensio deal that was completed yesterday. Our Paris Saint-Germain man, former player of Real Madrid, currently now at Aston Villa. With all of this transfer, the Premier League has spent a lot of money. But for 2023, cannot be taken off. Just another surprising part is the 2025. £372.8 million spent already in the transfer market at this point for the Premier League. But quickly, let's get to talk about this. We'll let you know all that transpired yesterday at night when it was closed 11 p.m. Nigerian time for the top line football. And also don't forget, for that of Turkey, it's still very much on. The Turkey side will be February 11th, and that's still open for move because Michy Batshuayi right now has left the club side, and also he's now a player for Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. But quickly, let's get started. Let's talk about Nigeria. First of all, this we start with. Welcome to the show again. My name is Kizike. Yes, with Eguavoen is in the story. MNK is also in the story. And this is the Afcon very, very soon. We know the Afcon is coming very soon. When I say very soon, many months to count, but it's so soon. That's for teams that want to prepare because our manager, Eric Chelle, is already making so much plans. But Nigerian Football Federation head of technical, talk about Eguavoen. He's the head of technical for the Nigerian side. He has disclosed that in as much as the Super Eagles qualify for any major tournament, there will always be among teams to beat. Do you understand? We will always be a team to be beaten and also a team to beat other side. Eguavoen disclosed that if the Super Eagles pedigree and the current form of its players in Europe make it difficult to overlook Nigeria, and that is optimistic that the chances for the Morocco later this year that we can get it right. The former Super Eagles captain and coach, however, noted that Nigeria must be wary of their opponents in the Group C if they want to progress in the competition. Now, quoting Eguavoen this morning, he said, on paper, Super Eagles look very good in Group C. The Afcon draw is okay for Nigeria on paper. The team must prove it to the people on the pitch, nothing is easy, especially in the world of sports. Football, to be precise. If you don't prepare very well, you will get a shocking defeat. If you want to be champion, you should be ready to play any team and win. No more minnows in football. People say that's not true, though. But he said, personally, I am happy with the Afcon draw. The players, the federation are equally happy. In the related development, former striker Emmanuel Emenike also has backed newly appointed coach for Nigeria, Eric Chelle, that the Super Eagles can turn the table around. Also, Emenike is a 2013 Afcon winner. Believes that Chelle has what it takes to succeed with Nigeria, adding that the Franco-Malian is condemned to prove his mettle. Emenike, who won the Afcon in 2013, has come to say, I think Eric Chelle will do well because he has a lot of things to prove. They left a lot of local coaches to employ him. I believe he has so much and lots to offer to Nigeria. Emenike, you need to know, has scored 9 goals during his playing time for Nigeria. And he said, we have a lot of players who can win games. Osimhen can win games. He's a fighter. We have Lookman, Samuel Chukwueze, and many more in the team who can win games as well. I believe that with a little bit of hard work, if they can tell themselves the truth, they can go fast. Speaking of Nigeria's chances of qualifying for the 2026 World Cup, Emenike said the possibility is of qualifying for Nigeria is 50-50. He said, I will go 50-50 for that. We are in a very shaky situation. I have Adeni Ojo to talk this through with me this morning. Is he going to be saying Nigeria is really in a shaky position? Time will tell. Is he going to say we are in the right path? Time will tell. Eguavoen has said on paper, we are the better side. But he knows the African football, and he said, we don't have minnows anymore. But he said in football, but for me, I could say in Africa. You know why? An African side could shock you. The Comoros, the Gabon side, you feel they are not more good enough. The Equatorial Guinea, we saw them at the Nations Cup. They did so well in Ivory Coast. So, regardless of them not being out to the quarterfinal or semi-final, does not really mean. I always say it, and I'll say it again. If an African team plays or draw with Nigeria, it's worth celebrating because they say we are, African giants. But Danny, great to have you. Welcome to the show this morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Nigeria Super Eagles. Eguavoen has come to say that yes, Nigeria can make it out, but we should not underrate any team. But Emenike also ex-player, both ex-players. Eguavoen is more of the senior. 1994, he was part of this nation 94 sweat. And Emenike was the latest one who won the Afcon for us 2013 that we saw. Emenike is saying yes, we can give the coach in the back end, but it's a 50-50 for me. But Eguavoen is saying yes, we have to be very, very crucial playing anything. What do you think about this?
I think first and foremost, it's very good and commendable to see Eguavoen and Emenike come out to support the new coach.
Right.
You know, knowing that there's a tournament ahead, so they need all the support and all the encouragement they can actually get. Yes, it's a shaky situation, but I believe we're going to progress because we have.
It's a shaky situation.
It's a shaky situation. He's actually very correct. He's actually right. That's a very accurate. How would I call it? Should I say prediction or projection? However you want to put it. So for me, it's a shaky situation. I know we can do it. We can qualify. Even the World Cup that's 50-52, we can actually pull it off.
We can. Okay, which one are you sure of? Can we win the Nations Cup?
No, I said last time I was here, I told you that there's nothing like underdogs in African football. Right. Generally, both football, because you can see tactically the game is evolving, it's changing. People are now, African football is now played more like the European style.
Yeah.
So you cannot say, okay, one team. Gone are the days like 15, 20 years ago. If you are playing in nations like Zimbabwe, Lesotho, all of these countries, it's like a walk away. But now it's not very difficult. The Uganda, I think we're in the same Uganda, Tunisia, and one of that.
Uganda and Tanzania.
And Tanzania. So all these countries, if you look at their local leagues, they do well. At least sometimes I watch the highlights on Super Sports, and they do well. It's more physical, it's more tactical. So Nigerians should be very, very wary. And I understand that this is our new man, Eric Chelle. He coached the Malian side, so he knows what's at stake.
Okay, so let's talk about Chelle and the squad. The Super Eagles news about Zimbabwe, Rwanda, that's the latest of them all. It would interest you to know that the newly appointed coach of the senior national team of Nigeria, Eric Chelle, will arrive in the country this week to begin preparation for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, respectively. Chelle was appointed as coach last month and with the task of ensuring that the country World Cup qualifier campaign gets back on track. After a poor start that has seen them play 4 games without a win and 4 points behind the leaders Rwanda. In March, they will return to action with a game away to Rwanda, that's in Kigali, and one of the guys before hosting Zimbabwe at home 3 days later. Chelle is expected back in Nigeria after a visit to Europe, where he spoke with certain players in the team. Upon his return, he's expected to submit a preliminary list of 35 players to the technical department of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, who will scrutinize it before letters of invitation will be sent out. I like to say this so you understand. Upon his return, he is expected to submit a preliminary list of 35 players to the technical department of the Nigerian Football Federation. That's where Eguavoen works. There's a Victor Equipa also there. Gabalawa is also there. They will now scrutinize it before letters of invitation will be sent out. And also, only 25 players are expected to make the final list for both games. The lucky ones will made public make public a week to the game by the NFF. But please, let's talk about this one. I like to say it again. Upon return, he's expected to submit at least 35 players to the technical committee, and screening will be, that scrutinizing, they will undergo that now. But I still think about the criteria for selection, and I'm still wary about that. Like people have probably said, he does not know the players. He might know them by names, by watching on TV and the rest of that, but he's not managed this set of boys before. But I'm just looking at the part where the NFL have a hand in this one as well, and he will have to finally cut it to 25 players. So is this a right one? I know the technical committee oversees this one, but how right is it that he makes the call at the end of the day? With this, we are saying he's not the one to make the final. He's the one we say, but he's not the one to finally make the cut, in the sense that it's not his decision alone.
You see, that's the problem with Nigerian football. That's why we're not actually progressing. Because at the end of the day, when you hire a manager for a tournament like this, you should not limit his powers when it comes to knowing what's good for the team and what's necessary. Should you understand?
Right.
Yes, 35-man list, there will be surplus to requirements. Should you understand? Then you should be 25, but you should be the one to unpick who and what he needs to get the result that Nigerians, we are expecting. So when you're saying that there's now a technical committee that will oversee the selection or scrutinize the selection process sent out, I don't think it is necessary. It is the manager that should that's the technical team. Okay, sir, this is what we have. What do you want? This is the 35-man list. What do you want to work with? I don't like this.
Who makes the 35-man list? Who announces? Who gets this? The coach.
It's the coach that should give an open invitation.
Right.
So you understand? Yes, they can say, okay, this guy's performing, this guy's performing. We will advise you do this, but at the end of the day, it should be the
one in charge.
The one in charge.
Okay, we are looking at this from this aspect where people are saying, rightly saying, at this point in time, this first phase, let the NFF make the call for him. I'm just saying, because he don't really know this player. But I think, for me, my point is, we see managers coming to club sides, coming to countryside and making a decision, a quick one, because they know what they want ahead of time for themselves. In other words, Eric Chelle, for me, I think he knows these players very well. If you ask me my opinion, I would say the NFF should just let him do what he wants to do, make his call. Now, okay, let's talk about the part where he visited some players in Europe. It's not disclosed, undisclosed, but we don't know. But I want to presume big players, he visited. How good would this be for the team?
It's actually a very good thing. Okay, I really appreciate you. I'm here to work with you. You understand? Okay,
paying a visit. He's trying to cement the ground smooth.
Yeah.
Visiting players abroad. I know he's supposed to, but I mean,
he actually needs it anyway. He really needs it, in my own opinion. Sure, you get, but the politicization of this selection process is my own concern.
Right.
Because when you politicize it when you try to, we have our own, guaranteed boys.
Right.
That whether you like it or not, these are the starters. These are the first 18. Sure, you get. It's a big problem because you're handicapping the manager. You're not giving him that free rein to explore, to do what he wants. He has a short time. This guy needs to explore with the little time that he has. The time is very, very short. And if you're saying that some people have been tasked with, with selecting players because they know themselves. These people, they know themselves. And Eric Chelle himself, he knows what is actually coming to get or what is coming into. He knows the contract is signed. So I wish him all the best because it's a very, very, very difficult position that they've put him into now.
Okay, well, can we say let's see this in this first phase, not on the continual part. But one thing I know about this set of people, when this room is given, they continues.
If you give should I call them the PSG or whatever they've called themselves, the technical team, If you give them an inch, they will take a mile.
Okay, what's the criteria of selection for this man? What should be? That's one thing. Let's even talk about it a bit. Let me say it to you. This is very, very, very key. We have a new manager. Truth be told, Nigeria is in a very bad state on the radar of the World Cup qualifiers. We are the Afcon. Morocco come December 21st will be there to play in Rabat, all of this Casablanca, all of these places. It sounds sweet. But I'm looking at the part where we have a coach now. One of the problems we learned about Eric Chelle, the current coach of the Super Eagles that he had with the Malian side. They were trying to tell him what to do. That's the Malian FA. And it was like, this is me. No, I'm on this job. Give me the space. Let me do what I want. And that works for managers. But in Nigeria now, we've heard a lot of talks saying the NFF committee, blah, blah, blah. They have their own certain player. They want it this way. But I think the coach needs to be very careful. Well, but we don't know. We don't know. Could this be something said in his contract hidden that we don't even know?
Of course.
Could it be?
There's a clause. But I don't think the selection process is part of the clause. Maybe they limited his power in a certain way. That, okay, when it comes
we're not sure, though.
Maybe you're not sure. You understand?
Right.
These are still speculations or still rumors. But as NFF now, they still have their way. When Nigeria needs to, separate politics when it comes to sport, and not just only football, other areas of our sport. If you understand, this happens in basketball. When it's time for Olympics, you see them bringing their politics into, okay, who represents Nigeria when it comes to social games or social games. The same thing they are bringing into football too. And we have a tournament, for goodness sake.
Okay, let me even ask you now. Who should be called? What do you advise? You being an analyst, what do you advise? Who should be called? One. Secondly, what should be looked out for player selection? If you ask me, I'll tell you, but I'm asking you first now.
For me, form matters. Yes, you can say, okay, club side matters because of experience. They played on the big stage and all of that. But for me, particularly form, it matters. Because we're in a very delicate stage. We need players that are on top form. That, okay, when we're playing some teams, because these teams, they know that Nigeria is under pressure.
Everybody knows.
They know that Nigeria is under, so they want to capitalize on that pressure because there is no margin for error. And when they're playing a team that they know that you have more to lose than they have to lose, they will use everything at their disposal to make sure that you don't get the result. So I believe that, okay, the number one area they need to focus on when it comes to selection is form. It matters a lot how you perform in your club side, the league you're playing, and all of that. So, and the fitness again for the players. And they should look, and one more thing, they should look at the home-based players too. They have a lot to give.
Yeah.
So since the 35-man squad, I'm sorry to chip this in, they should, in a way, kind of split it. It should be like a 50-50 thing. Give the
Can it be
boys.
done 50, in Nigeria?
They should give the
I don't think
boys.
that's possible.
Okay, even if it's not 50-50, maybe like 70-30. Give the home boys a trial. We have some very good boys in our local leagues.
And you believe them?
Of course, why not? These guys too, they're looking for the opportunity. They want to give you the shots too. So you understand? And for goodness sake,
but giving them a trial, I mean, I'm just saying, no disrespect to the home base. I know the Chan team. I want them to be part of this one. I love to see something like this because we've seen countryside who are traditional countrysides, the likes of Brazil. There's always a space for Palmeiras, Santos, Cruzeiro, all of these players to be part of the team. The Italian side also do it. There's always a space for those at home. It's just tradition. That's how they do it. That's how they see football. It's just a different one from Nigeria. But then, let me just say this. We've seen players in the MPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League, flying the trade away from the country to not just Europe, abroad. Abroad could be Tanzania, going to a club side, just that because they believe that if we live here, we can be called up to the national team. And what motivates players, I'll tell you, local players, if you give them call-ups to the national team, that's like the biggest thing they've ever seen. It means we are playing for something and it works for me. But I'm looking at this part, player selection. Eric Chelle, giving starts to or giving opportunities to. At the end of the day, we just might see two or one.
You want me to be very honest with you this morning? You want me to be very honest with you?
Right.
The sad truth is just that it's something that is not comfortable to say, but we just have to face the reality.
Okay.
For me personally, the sad truth, there are some players that are playing in foreign leagues, that's the top leagues in Europe, that they are not performing well. I can mention names now. The likes of Ian Nacho, I don't think he should be
called up.
He should be called up.
At this point.
Yeah, you can invite him, but if you see that he's been going on loans, the forms, or his form rather, keep dropping. So, but because of National Man now, they want to include Ian Nacho.
And we now hear that some people that we have in Nigeria, we have national team players.
Whether they are good or not. Whether they are good or not, this thing has to stop. I'm telling you, it has to stop. For me, if I was to based my selection, Iheanacho should not be part of this Nations Cup. Even the qualifiers that we're having, they should not call him up. We need people that are ready to fight. We need, I'm sorry to use this word, we need very big dogs that they lose the ball, they're ready to bite to get the ball back. Because we need results.
Because everything's at stake now.
Everything is at stake.
But you talk about the champ boys giving you the opportunity. If there's anything I will take from you, is the fact that when a champ player, when a young player is part of the team, because he knows I've not been called up before, I want to give my all. We know. But I'm looking at the part where we are in a very delicate position. Do we need people like that?
Okay, if you're saying, okay, because of when you're in a delicate position, you need the experiences.
I'm just saying though.
Okay, yes. For me, it counts and it doesn't count. Because at this stage, you don't need someone that feels too big to want to chase the ball, to want to contribute, to want to play in some kind of, some situation that maybe not comfortable for him. You still want to no, let me not give more. We need guys that are ready to fight. You understand? We need guys that are ready to, okay, we won't go down. We need to score 2-3 in 2, 4, 5 minutes, to get the result. So I believe it is the local boys that can do something like this.
Yeah, another one again I want to say, let's even say this part now. Criteria for selection is key. Oftentimes on the radio and TV, I talk about some players who ply the trade, but no one is looking their way. The likes of, what's the name, Cyril Desert, scoring goals, and someone tell me he's not in top line football. Chuba Akpom is on fire as well. And you bring in players like Kelechi Iheanacho, you're bringing Sadiq Kumar. See, left for me, I always say it, one of the days I come on TV and I'm going to talk about this fully to the people. Our criteria for selection is wrong. I love to say this. See, that's what they call favoritism in the football team, Nigerian football. We've seen tribalism as well. And let me even say this. If I happen to be a coach, I don't care. Godfatherism is there. I don't care to know who you are, regardless of where you come from. If I'm the coach, the truth of the matter is, if the Yorubas in Nigeria, like we know a lot of people, the basic ethnic groups, Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa, we know the rest of Isoko under. But I'm just talking about this basic now. I'm just saying, if the Yorubas are the best, let them fill the national team.
It will frustrate your job.
I'm just saying, if the Igbos are the best, if the Hausas are the best, what I'm trying to say is, let's get the best to play. This one is a national team. National might be like you rightly said, Sadiq Kumar is in the team. The other time it was called, there was nothing justifies that. Gibbs Urban is playing good football in Germany currently. No one is looking their way. So this thing, I think these players, they know. Why is a player like Cyril Desert not called up? Why is Chuba Akpom not being looked at?
Well, I believe this 35-man professional
list. And he was being called up. Maybe he's not playing football.
They will invite everybody. Okay, all hands on deck. At the end of the day, I'll be back here, or we'll be back here to come and discuss this. By the time they now give us their 25-man list, okay, these are the players that are going to Morocco for the tournament. You will see. You will be surprised.
But I think Eric Chelle should fight this out.
And I'm saying his powers are limited. I'm sure they limited. That's why they brought the likes of Eguavoen and the rest of that. No, and when there is a dispute between the manager and the technical support team, you understand me? It affects results because there will be lack of cohesion, there will be lack of understanding in the team. Because some people say, we are the boss of the technical, staff. So we are the boss of the. You understand? And by the time you bring that kind of disunity or just say disintegration in the team, and we have a tournament too.
Okay, so let's talk about one man is in the list. One man you just mentioned, just like let's talk about him. Good news, he has made a move, but like you rather said, any manager would say no to him at this point in time. No disrespect. Nigerian international Kelechi Iheanacho has successfully completed his medical to Middlesbrough ahead of an imminent unveiling. Super Eagles forward joined Championship side on loan from Sevilla until the end of the season, with Middlesbrough securing an option to make the move permanent. The deal marks a significant addition of Michael Carrick's side as they push for promotion to the Premier League. Iheanacho, who has been linked to a return to England throughout this transfer window, was given permission by Sevilla to travel for his medical after being left out of training on Sunday. That's how bad it is. The 28-year-old has attracted interest from Greek side PAOK Salonika, Panathinaikos, as well as Italian club South Venezia, but he prioritized a move back to the UK. Middlesbrough will reportedly cover the majority of Iheanacho's wages, accounting to approximately €2 million. That's 3 million naira. The former Leicester City striker arrived at the Riverside Stadium with a wealth of experience, having won the FA Cup with the Foxes Leicester City back in 2021. Currently 7th in the championship with 44 points from 29 games. Middlesbrough will be hoping Iheanacho's arrival will provide the attacking boost needed to secure a playoff spot or even challenge for an automatic promotion. An official announcement for the club was done when they played. But Iheanacho now, the other time I saw yesterday he was wearing a first cap. I like him. I know him as a potential player. I saw the City rank when he came out from the tie, we know the club story. But like you rather said, at this point in time, such players should not be called up. But this move for Iheanacho now, how good is it for him personally? Because in Sevilla, I'll tell you, he scored 3 goals, not for the La Liga EA Sports. Those 3 goals came against the Copa del Rey side, a smaller side, and he's not lived up to expectation. For crying out loud, truth be told, Iheanacho should be dropped at this point.
Honestly speaking, I saw this coming, and I'm not actually surprised that. Well, I don't know why Middlesbrough signed him. I don't know why.
Because he needs to up his game.
No disrespect to the guy,
right?
In all fairness, but this guy has actually dropped form, and it's not just now. Over like 2 seasons, he has dropped form, and not only him. So I'm going to call on that player to Chukwueze.
Oh, Samuel Chukwueze.
Samuel Chukwueze too should be dropped. These guys, they no longer have that zeal or that drive or that energy.
But I think we can call Chukwueze some slacks. He just made a move from Villarreal. He's still struggling to find his foot. Francesca was not really giving him full time. Maybe let's see if Sergio will give him some time. And then Milan, and Milan just got signed Santiago Jimenez.
So you see, if you have someone like Chukwueze, why do you need Jimenez in the team? Should you understand? I don't know. These guys have dropped form.
Yeah.
You will say that okay, from January till the end of the season for championship, you will see how many assists or contributions. It will just be running around the field. Iheanacho has dropped form. That guy
so he should not be called at all.
He should not be called at all.
Okay, let's talk about this one now. I saw this and I said we need to bring it to the TV. Let's talk about the comparison. What side do you find in African football? I know I love to say this again to you on the outside. For African football, the Afcon is coming very soon. I always disagree anytime I come here, regardless of being a host. I always say to myself, Nigeria is not the giant of African football. Nigeria is not, and will not be even now. Maybe they need to put in a lot of work. You just saw that picture, that clip out there. That's the Moroccan side, the Atlas Lions of Morocco. They are very dangerous. But I have a man, legendary Moroccan football, Mustafa Hadji. We know Hadji's story. 1998, a lot of people said Okocha was amazing, blah, 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 blah. We know the talk, and then, Hadji became the African Player of the Year at that point, what we call CAF Player of the Year. Also, I think for North African teams, I used to be scared of them, but these days, Tunisia, no for me. Algeria, no for me. The Libya side are not involved. But I think 2 teams are very scary in the Afcon to watch out. 7-time champions, where they have Omar Mamouche. That side, Mo Salah is an amazing player. But let's keep that side. Let's talk about Morocco. Because today, legendary Moroccan footballer Mustafa Hadji has drawn comparison between the current Moroccan national team. Please listen to this, and I think just listen with me, stay with me. See, he has drawn comparison between the current Moroccan national team and Nigerian former Super Eagles squad in terms of quality, players' quality. Now, moving on, let's say this. As Morocco prepares to host the Afcon 2025, Hadji believes that it will be a tough challenge for any team to face. See, he knows what they have. You don't understand? It's like Okocha coming out to say Nigeria is strong. You must, before you come out and say we are strong, you must know what you're saying. Now, Hadji has come to say he believes it will be tough for any team to play against Morocco on home soil. He also acknowledged the competitive threats posed by Nigeria and other top African teams. I love what he's saying. He knows we have a Lookman. Lookman is dangerous. Everybody knows. The world knows. Even though he's injured now. What's his name? Victor Osimhen. A very dangerous striker that defenders are always scared to mark because the attacking power is always there. But Hadji said, what's happening in our country, not my country, I'm not Moroccan now. I'm not Moroccan international. But he said, what's happening in my country is incredible. We have outstanding footballers all across Europe. I compare Morocco to Nigeria a few years ago. I wish we had, look at this. He said, I wish we had the option to select more than 40 players, which would be a huge benefit for the nation. Because he knows Nigeria have world-class call-up. We have players, I'm not saying world-class players now. We have a lot of players on the street of Lagos, in Abuja. Now talent we get for you. Yes. See what he's saying? He's saying, he wish that we could select, I wish we had options to select more than 40 players, which will be huge. Which will be huge for the nation. But he said it's always tough to predict. We have great football in the nation today in Africa, such as Egypt. And all the same is true. Senegal, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Algeria, Tunisia, although they are not necessarily seeded, and even Mali. There are plenty of strong teams in Africa. But Hadji has come to say, he added, ultimately it all depends on form. We are a year away from the tournament, so much will depend on the squad, the condition of the players, whether they are fit or whenever they are regular starters for their club. We will have to keep an eye on the players throughout the season. Despite the uncertainty, Hadji Mustafa firmly believes it will be challenging for other teams to compete with Morocco. I love this part. See, he is scatter my. This one sweets me. He said he knows. He said we are a very good side. We are very strong. See, and they tell you nobody will believe in you if you not believe yourself.
That's right.
You must know what you have back home. See, let's even be realistic. I don't want to start advertising the Moroccan national team. This guy, see, I don't know what Morocco has done in the last 10 years. They have an academy that's building up players coming. They might not have the selection of players Nigeria have. Okay, now you can see that 5-man squad. See, Nigeria players plenty. But this man is sure. He knows that his team is good. He knows his team is ready. See, the infrastructure, they have a World Cup to host. Everything is put in place in the Moroccan side. Their federation, their FA is great. See, what has Morocco... See, do you know what Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, and also Alexander Sefrin, the UEFA president, they've come out to recognize Morocco and said this is a home that respects football. The beautiful game of football is what's being played in this town, in this country. Are we ever going to get to that height, Nigeria?
Of course we can. That's when.
Of course we can. When?
We have to remove politics from our football.
Is that our problem?
That's the number one problem for us. That's the first thing you have to deal with. Take off politics, anything politics, take it out. Then now go to the grassroots. If you are looking, football should be like, okay, I don't want to develop Nigerian football going into the next 50 years. So it should be like a collaboration of the Minister of Sports and Minister of Sports, Minister of Youth Development, and so state level, local level, federal level, all of these bodies or all of these institutions, they should come together. And now to the Moroccan team, the last tournament, the last Afcon, they were the favorites.
Right.
They got knocked out.
Right.
So this is not the first time that we've overhyped this Moroccan team and they've not lived up to expectations. So yes, they're a very good side, they're a very compact side, they're a very disciplined side.
Right.
They play very good football, more like European style, because if you notice, geographically they're close to Spain.
Right.
They're close to Europe. So you can see that even the way they behave.
Is it affecting their mentality?
Of course, yes.
Okay, let me even ask you this, Adeni Ojo. Thank God you're here on the show with me quickly. Our FA, we cannot talk less about our FA. Regardless of anything you say, I always sound it on TV. The last time I had Segun Odegbami on an interview, he said a word. He said, this set of people don't even know. They should understand that the Football Federation, the NFF, is not owned by an individual. It's owned by the federation, so it's our thing. That's why you can come out to question and ask, with all due respect, why is this happening? They are governing us. Now, do we have competent heads? Because a lot of people are going to say ex-international should get involved. Now, I look, sincerely, truth be told, no disrespect, I look at the NFF, I look at from Ibrahim Musukuso, His Excellency. I started looking at, Sanusi has been there, the secretary has been there for a long time, but I keep looking at the register, how long these guys are, and I'm looking at, see, Gusau, CAF, he has gone far in CAF world, right? But I'm just saying, do we have competent FAs? Don't you advise that at this point in time, let some of our ex-international who have played this game to a certain level start coming into our affairs?
They should not, in fact, this issue should not be a topic for discussion in the first place, because from day one, they should have been involved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they should have been involved. Because maybe they don't want to, involve themselves in politics, or maybe they believe they've made enough money and whatever investment they have.
Things are going wrong this way?
Now, they are saying that, okay, things are starting to wane, things are starting to go south, at a very rapid rate. Now they're not trying to, involve themselves, but I believe it's not actually too late. Better late than never. Sure, you get, but NFF itself is more like, I don't know, should I use the word fraternity? It's more like a political party. These people
didn't use the word fraternity.
These people are deeply entrenched when it comes to politics, and they have, networks of godfathers, politicians that they have their ways in the Senate. That no, that's my boy, that's my guy. No. You cannot. So we need to. There needs to be a Senate committee when it comes to football matters in Nigeria, or maybe sports generally, because it's not only football now. Other areas, basketball, handball, and all of. You consider that we have that problem when it comes to sport development. So NFF itself, maybe they need to start from NFF, the restructuring of NFF. They have to know that, okay, let us take out politics. And guys, that's of them, coach.
Are they not competent enough? That's one question I want to ask. To you, personally. Are they not transparent enough? Because they failed us a couple of times. They failed us a couple of times because, see, that's why I love to say this, right? We just saw, I'll talk about the coach, talk about how long it took to bring in the coach. They told us the world-class coaching coach, keep that on the sideline. But recently we saw a message about, because you talk about ex-international, we saw a message out there on social media about Jejo Kucha saying something about coaching and the rest of that. He came out to debunk that. He said, I didn't say so. Now, we've seen some of them even executing themselves away from this. How would we say if player like a coach does not want to come out to say things, how big he is in the national side, does not come out to say things that is not right or kind of one call, how do you expect some to just come up?
Because they know the decay in the system, man. They know
what?
They know the decay in the system, and they know how rotten how the body is. That's NFF. I'm sorry to say this on TV. So you understand? That's why maybe they don't want to be involved in the whole politics and the dirtiness and the corruption in the game. You said something about competence, and well, see, before you talk of competence, you have to talk of accountability.
Okay.
Who has been fired so far? Who has actually, been called out? Who has been scapegoated for, for misdemeanor, for maladministration, for misadministration, for all of these corruption charges or whatever it is? Nobody has been fired. So you understand me? And that's why these people believe that they can do whatever they want to do. They are above the law. Sure you get?
Right.
It is what is dragging us back. Nigeria is like taking one step forward and 10 steps backward.
Okay, so quickly, let's go off that one. Let's hope and see that everything goes all right. If there's anything we do, we love to talk about the Nigerian Football Federation. We will not stop talking until they get it right. And once they get it right, all we do is support, just like we're supporting Eric Chelle at this point in time. It would not be easy. He knows what he gets himself involved. He knows what he got himself involved. He knows at this point in time it's at the detriment of the nation. We just might not be at part of the World Cup. MNK has come to say, it's a 50-51 for me. It's shaky. So this manager has come to pair up in a group that has been bad. So it's a long job for him, and I wish him one of the best. That's all I can do. But quickly on the show, let's talk about transfer news. Last night was tough. It was a long one. You can't, like I rather said when I started the show, it's not a night to say, Kizike, how did you sleep? Because it was a long night. Marcus Rashford finally made a move to Aston Villa on loan, and Aston Villa will be taking care of majority of the pay. But there's one we should talk about at this point in time. Marcus Rashford will be wearing the number 9 jersey vacated by John Duran. There's also no Ole Watkins in that very club. So Aston Villa has done a lot of signing. There's a Marco Asensio in the club now, unknown from Paris Saint-Germain. There's an Axel Disasi finally made the move. And these guys are just working so hard. But there's something Gary never said that struck my mind about Marcus Rashford. He said, Rashford needs to rediscover himself. And he said he's going to be working under a world-class manager. And he's a player that needs to be instructed. Rashford came out and said, yes, I'm in a good club. I made a good move. They are in the Champions League. Because they said, why Aston Villa? I said, they're in the Champions League. They are playing well. But let's be realistic. Aston Villa is far better. Recently, I know you're a Man United fan, no disrespect. They are far better than Manchester United at this point. So his move, tell me about his move. And also, secondly, you need to chip in this one. Rashford has come to say that Ronaldo, Cristiano, everything he said about Manchester United infrastructure and on structural part is right. And question on social media is, why are you talking about it now?
Okay, number one, let me address the signing. Him going to Aston Villa, well, for me, it's a good move. Hopefully, he rediscovers his form and he gets the call-up from England. He's a very good player. I've always loved Rashford from day one.
Right.
I don't know how he dropped form that quick, but hopefully, I believe, as Unai Emery, he should be able to get the best out of Marcus Rashford back. Secondly, on the issue of the restructuring at Man United, the failures of the clubs,
right?
That's the club to actually, get the best out of the team and all of that. I think Rashford is one of the problem.
Really?
Yes.
How?
He's one of all the managers that we've had from Jose Mourinho. I think they complain about their attitude. There's this thing they call player power. Yeah, I think it's one of the, that's what Kabbalah or the clique of people that were always, they would deliberately underperform to get a manager sacked.
Is that possible?
Yeah, if the manager, aside from maybe the dilapidated training facilities,
right?
That's when it comes to like at Carrington, that's our training ground.
Right, I know.
The players themselves, they are part of the reason why Man United is where they are today.
Crazy though.
Rashford is one of the
the
henchmen. I'm telling you the truth. This guy is one of the edge. I'm telling you the truth. For a long time, for like 2 seasons now, I've been like, they need to get rid of this guy.
But Rashford is one of the potential players we did say. I mean, what changed? Was it the wages?
I think, the salary is one of the things that he was overpaid. Maybe because that was 2 seasons ago. He performed well. Like was scoring back to back and all of that. And they're like, we don't want this guy. Let's increase his salary. He was one of the people that sacked Ten Hag, Van Gaal, Mourinho, him and Pogba and the rest of them. These guys are too strong. And I thank God I took a 39-year-old Ruben Amorim to what? To destroy the structure. That crazy structure that he built, that this player must, or any manager that is coming in must listen to us. If he doesn't listen to us, no, we are going to get him out. So I thank God that Amorim saw this thing. I'm like, no, I'm not going to tolerate this. If you don't do what I want to do, get out of my team.
So why is he talking about Ronaldo's issue now? Why did he not say it? I mean, some people say he was one of those people who, Ronaldo is an idol for him, though, like he rightly said. But he's now backing Ronaldo, coming to say that Manchester United, everything Ronaldo said about the club is true. And people are saying he's saying this now because he has a fallout with the club. That's true.
Maybe he just wants to get on the side of the legend, knowing that because if you look at the likes of Ferdinand and Gary, they've been number one critic. They've been saying stuff about him over months and years now. So him trying to support Ronaldo now, for me, I believe it's just doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so quickly, let's talk about Chelsea. They got the result right yesterday against West Ham. There was a lot of controversial talk there. Levi Colwill, Gerard Bowen coming from the back line. Chelsea, Sanchez and his errors, but then it was a good result for Chelsea as Neto was able to net in that game, and then Cole Palmer was amazing. Just that deflection got that one. But Chelsea, I'd like to ask you quickly, will Chelsea make top four? They are back to top four now, but at the end of the day, in the Premier League, would they make top four?
It's a very tight race.
For them?
It's a very, very tight race. And we're just in February. We have a lot of games. Sure, you understand? They will... I doubt it because we are looking at a resurgent Man City. Nottingham Forest is still there.
Yeah.
Aston Villa is there. Arsenal is there. If you look at the points, it's very, very tight. 41, 43, 47. It's very, very tight.
Dicey, right?
So, slip up.
So you can't give me a yes answer now if Chelsea make top four?
I doubt it.
You can't give me. Okay, you doubt that. Okay, let's talk about Manchester United with their struggle. It continues quickly. Back to Man United. Lisandro Martinez, finally, it's confirmed. The ACL, that's the table of the Premier League. The ACL is confirmed. Please, let's let you know that okay, you can see that for yourself. So Leicester, Ipswich, Southampton, just possibly relegation if it ends today. But let's talk about Man United. Their struggle and their problem continues. We've seen Dorgu coming from Lecce, and the question was asked why Man United said there's a lot of players in this club. I love the coach, he's young. I love my teammates are here. Ericsson, Rajmos, Hojlund, they're all here. But the baddest news now, or the worst story about Man United at this point, is that Lisandro Martinez, the centre-back, is injured, and it's confirmed. Arterial crucial ligament has ruled him out of the season. This bad one. How bad is this for Man United?
It's very bad.
Very bad?
It's very bad because I've been seeing United's games for the past 2-3 months since Amorim came. And if you look at from the 3-man defense, Martinez has some very, very delicate and slick passes that can split in between the midfield lines, that can quickly get the ball from defense to attack quickly and get us the goal. If you see against Man City, he delivered the assist. If you see most of the goals that we've been scoring diamonds, it's from Martinez. So it's a very, 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 it's a bad loss.
Bad loss. Okay, so let's talk about City. We can't talk about transfer without talking about City. Man City spent big in January transfer. That's a cold sound of Mamamush. And Man City, how far they've spent? Why are they spending this money? They have tired legs.
Of course, yes. If you look at the team, the squad is aging. At least, if you look at their squad, we have more than 15 or 14 players that are above 30. So they need to bring in more young legs so they can quickly, integrate themselves with the aging legs. And in case they want to build back better in the summer, they have players that they understand the system and the structure of the team, so they can quickly, gel. So it's actually a good signing for Man City.
But left for me, I would say it's a tough test for Manchester City because right now they got Nico Gonzalez from Porto, £50 million, about 60 though. And there's Omamamush. We've learned story about them. Marketing is getting started. We'll be getting started very soon. We already know KDB, Kevin De Bruyne might be leaving the club for the MLS. Kovacic also is still aging, but whenever the tempo is high, Kovacic and also Bernardo are really struggling to be part of that one. It's a race in the game. But like Man City rally doing, everyone's saying they've spent a lot of money, but we said it here before we came live on TV. They've spent in a lot of money, and it's worth it because at this point in time, they need to make the right signings. But the signings they have so far, the new ones that just got involved, is it good? There's the Palmeiras player, Victor Rich as well, the Brazilian. All of these guys, are we going to see them adapt quickly this season or possibly wait for next season?
Some might be quick. It depends on how they integrate themselves quickly.
Oh, the players themselves, not the coach now.
It depends on the players. But we need to give them time because it's a very, very, very tough league. So we need to give them time. Okay,
so lastly on the show, let's talk about the CR7, the biggest brand for himself. Cristiano Ronaldo is a very big name in the world of football. He wants to score yesterday in the AFC game where Sadio Mane across that world, Ronaldo just see Ronaldo has this jump power.
That's what they go.
See, Ronaldo is. I don't know when they pause for air because you have to see the list more. This was when he met John Duran the first time before that very game. Duran just came in and got involved with that. So they have John Duran, they have Ronaldo, Sadio Mane, but he scored and his son was just in the stand to celebrate his father. You could see the smile on the CR7 Junior in the face of that young boy. But I'm asking you this question quickly. Tell me the truth. Ronaldo wants a target of 1,000 goals for himself and he's got 9,229. 922 now. So he has like 7, 8 more.
Without, you see, there's this saying there that whatever Mother Nature gives, Father Time take it away. You can't cheat nature. Time is not on his side anymore. And nature, as a 40-plus-year-old guy, he can't keep up that level.
What do you mean? Are you sure?
He has more than 80-something goals. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Maybe less than 80.
Yes, 78 now.
78 now. So, at 42, how do you want to bag in like 40 goals or 20 goals or 30 goals per season? That's like, you play like 44, 45.
Oh, now you're making it look... But he might just play till... Only if he plays till 45.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
All right, Adeni Ojo, thank you so much for doing
this.
this.
He can play, but he might not...
You don't think him?
He can play, but he might not be bagging in goals at that rate.
If you go Portugal, you just walk, give and we just play examples.
Yes, all those people, they don't pay them. Don't be PS now. Now football now.
All right, no disrespect to those leagues. We need to go. Thank you so much, Adeni Ojo.
Thanks for having me.
It was really fun, sincerely. No hype. Thank you so much, Lagos City and beyond, for doing this with us on the show. We are Voice of the People TV, and this is the Sports Republic Show. Comes your way again tomorrow, hopefully, and that will be very big. We'll give you all that transparent in the world of sports, just like we really did today. But it was amazing with you, most especially. Thank you so much for doing this with us. My name is Kizzy Kara, your host. I am the only football player without a jersey. We have the midday news coming up next. Please don't go anywhere. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also that notification button. Just click on it. Each time we're here, you know that we are here to give it to you just the way you unfold. And that's just what it is. Thank you so much once again. I'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Nigerian time. See you.